sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
It's never a good time for car trouble. Frank Frangie here. Big Chief Tire is the ultimate shop for fair prices and quality you can trust. For 4 generations, they have provided the Jacksonville community with quality tires, repairs, wheel alignment, lift and leveling kits, and more. And for a limited time only, schedule brake or rotor services today to receive up to $150 off $600 or more. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment today. Big Chief Tire, we keep Jacks rolling.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them a solution fast. Now, who are we?
Roland Reese Plumbing!
I can't hear you.
Roland Reese Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like. Customers always win with Roland Reese Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Outdoor comfort can feel hard to come by once the summer season settles in. Luckily, here at Armor Guard Exteriors, we offer retractable screens by Sinesta. Not only can these screens help you find shade, but they can also reduce glare, lessen the impact of wind, protect your patio furniture, and keep insects out of your space. Ready to learn more? Then call Armor Guard Exteriors today at 904-906-8669.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their physicians. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
Be confident you're in control of your banking with free digital tools, fewer fees, and a team that's ready to help. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, Green for Life.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Serving the First Coast for over 20 years, Instant Keys offers honest, professional locksmith service for the replacement of lost, stolen, or broken keys and remotes. Get dealer-level service at a fraction of the time and cost. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube. The Florida-Georgia game coming up on Saturday here in Jacksonville.
We've got a tremendous amount of respect for the University of Georgia and the football team that they have. Kirby's done a fantastic job going into year 7. They continue personnel, the identity, a lot of players that we're very familiar with. So, defending national champs and the number 1 team in the country, right? So, presents a great opportunity and certainly understanding the history and the tradition behind this game at the same time. So, we look forward to it.
Gators head coach Billy Napier on the matchup against the top-ranked Bulldogs here in Jacksonville, 3:30 on Saturday. 74 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah, it's getting to the point that I may even retire this anthem, the Into the Night theme song, if the Jaguars get a win. I feel like I got to do something. I got to contribute in one way or another. Unbelievable. I feel for you. I do. A Monday, you had to roll out of the rack again today, 4 in a row. On the other side, all 5 losses by the Jaguars in the 2022 season have been by 1 score or less. And that's where this football team is. All right? And I know it's hard on you, and I wish I had an explanation. Certainly, we're going to take a look at everything that happened yesterday. There's a lot of fingers in a lot of directions that you can point those fingers as to who is to blame. I think this one is more on the coaching. I really believe that. I think this football team, in where they're at, they're not good enough to make mistakes. And when you go out there and you have 13 penalties for 81 yards, you don't deserve to win a football game. Okay, this is their full-time job. They are paid incredibly well. You can't have 13 penalties at home, and they did. So fix it, learn from it. Hopefully it won't happen again. Well, there's got to be a little bit of self-accountability. And again, I wonder where the leaders are. You had 3 straight penalties on the goal line yesterday during that final drive by the New York Giants. So you had a penalty by Aloakon, who I think has had a fantastic year, but Jacksonville's been starving for takeaways, right? They just haven't had any in the last 3 games. This team was +7 after 2 weeks. They're now -2. They're losing the turnover battle, and they have in 5 consecutive weeks. You're not going to win in this league when you lose the turnover battle and when you have 13 penalties. Coaching, 4th down. This is becoming, it's got like an arena ball feel to it. It's got like, a whack college football feel to it, where it doesn't matter down or distance. This football team continues to go for it on 4th down. They're not good enough to go for it on 4th down. You got to take the field goal. And there's got to be better communication with the folks upstairs and Doug Peterson on the sideline to understand that you absolutely challenge the Christian Kirk reverse. That was a 1st down. All right, go back and look at the still photos. Go back and do anything you want with it. We understand that referees make mistakes. We understand that human error does come into play. But in a situation like that, it may have affected the outcome of this contest. And then you run ETN next, bottled up, still look to me like he picked up the first. So you have 2 opportunities to throw the challenge flag. Okay? Get the referees to go under the hood. Be in communication with New York. Where's the spot of this particular, both balls? And then you go back to you go back to, Trevor, and he can't pick it up. So the Giants on 3 consecutive plays hold their ground, but I got to put that on the coach. He's got to know. He has got to be informed. In a situation like that, you have to throw the red flag. You've got to challenge that. And if not, you got to have a better plan. And if not, what's going on with this offensive line? Where's the manhood when all you need is a half yard and you can't get it on consecutive plays? I mean, look at the flip side. Look at the New York Giants. They lose Evan Neal. They lose their starting right tackle in Neal. They lose their starting left guard in Ben Bredesen. They lose their rookie tight end in Daniel Bellinger, and they go out and run for 240-plus yards, run it right down Jacksonville's throat. So the battle of men, okay, the war in the ditch, the New York Giants won that. And if I was a member of the Jaguars' offensive line today, I'd be a little bit embarrassed by that. That's where you separate the men, when you come down to those 3rd and 1s and you come down to those 4th and 1s. And you're not moving the football. This is a terrible run defense. They're giving up, what did we talk about last week? Was it 5.6 yards a carry? They were worst in the NFL when it came to average per carry, okay, as well as their total rush defense. They allowed nearly 145 yards a game. It was right there for you. Simple. Run the ball. Take what they give you and move the chains. And once again, it ended up being a Sunday for one reason or another. When you look at the final statistics, they're a little bit staggering. I mean, you ran the football 21 times in this game. Okay? You passed it 43. Look back. Do the math. This continues to be a pass-first football team. All right? And you're asking Trevor Lawrence to go out and do it with not great weaponry. I just talked about it with Frank and company at the top. Now that we're 7 games in, you can begin to see some of the cracks on this football team. You can begin to see where they are really going to have to go out and dress some positions. Don't get me wrong. They're a better team than a year ago. And you are losing week to week by 1 possession. That's better than what we've seen around here for a long time. So I'm not here to tell you that it's over. This team is never going to win. I also understand the audience. The last thing you want to be told is to relax, be patient. It'll happen. I'm not going to do that to you. What I am saying, though, you could absolutely see where this team needs to get better. They need another cover corner. Okay? They need a bona fide number 1 wide receiver. They don't have one. They don't have a guy who can get deep. Okay? And they went out and they got Chad Muma and Devin Lloyd and all these picks, and that's great. And that's I was screaming about offense. Fix your offense first. If you fixed your offense, you wouldn't allow New York's offense to come back out. If you fix your offense, you pick up a 3rd and 1. You pick up a 4th and 1. You have the ability to stretch defenses with a big-time number 1 wide receiver. You don't have it. Okay? So, again, you can see that is where this football team is. It was good to see Ingram get involved a little bit yesterday. But still, it just feels like that whole tight end side of things is really lacking. That's what I heard so much about when Doug Peterson was coming from, his years in Philadelphia. It took a year off. It came here that this football team is going to utilize the tight end. Well, not really. I mean, you had a great play by Arnold, and you had 4 receptions by Ingram. That's not enough for me. A 5-for-8 effort with the tight ends. It's not. So, yeah, I think this time around, there's a lot to look at when it comes to coaching. You look at New York, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, New York came in as the 28th ranked offense in the National Football League. This is a bad offense. And all week on this show, we talked about 2 things. Number 1, don't let Saquon Barkley beat you. Number 2, don't let Daniel Jones beat you with his feet. And it feels like every single time Daniel Jones tucked and ran, he picked up a first down for the New York Giants. I mean, where's a linebacker spying him? Where's a linebacker staying at home, understanding that he's going to run a naked or he's just going to keep it himself, and that is really part of his game. And again, all last week, we talked about this. He is a better athlete than people give him credit for. Where were the adjustments? What did they do during halftime? It got worse. The running game got worse defensively in the second half. So, that's where this football team is. And I understand your frustration. I do think that in year one, there's been marked improvement. Is there reason for concern? Yeah, absolutely. There is. But I do believe that everything that we are going to talk about and will continue to talk about are fixable for this organization. It's not going to happen this year. It's just not. They've lost 4 in a row. I thought they would go 6-11. Okay, right now I'm like, can they get to 6 wins? All right, we'll see if Russell Wilson plays this weekend in London. And every loss, it becomes more problematic. Every loss, the days go by like a week. The locker room starts to take a turn in the other direction. I've seen it way too many times over, okay, especially right here in Jacksonville. As we know, this is notoriously a losing franchise. It's the second most losing franchise in the history of NFL, percentage points behind Tampa Bay. So I know what it's like to walk into a losing locker room. And you put 4 in a row together, that's really bad. Now all of a sudden you're going to get on a bird and go all the way to London, try to win a football game. You don't win there, then you're going to come back. What's the crowd going to be like here against Las Vegas? The crowd yesterday felt like it was half filled with New York Giants fans. I frankly didn't know New York had it in them. I was surprised that they traveled as well as they did. I know a lot of them folk are like, screw New York, I'm out of here. I'm coming down to Florida to live, so perhaps the way of getting here wasn't all coming from New York and New Jersey. A lot of those folks now call Florida home and just got in their vehicle and made their way over. The biggest problem I have right now for this football team is the in-game plan, not the scripted 15 plays that we hear every offensive coordinator or a head coach has in the NFL. And I've never believed that because in my mind, I think the original 15 plays can change on a drop of a dime. What if your opponent takes the kickback? What if your opponent puts together a long drive and scores and eats up 7 or 8 minutes off the clock? Are you still, when you get the football for the first time, going to stick with that script? Nonetheless, they do it, and in a lot of cases, they still live by it. This team right now is not in a position where they can go into the red zone and turn the ball over, okay? I've already given you my opinion on going for it on 4th down. They're 7 for 17, okay? They're well under 50%. This is not a good enough football team where you can afford to go for it on 4th down. You're up by 4, kick the field goal. You're up by 7 with 11 minutes and change the play. And you put it back on your defense to try to make a play. They didn't yesterday, and it backfired. And we've seen it backfire a couple of times this year on 4th down. As great as Travis Etienne was yesterday, and again, I thought he was the best player on the field for the Jaguars, you can't turn the ball over. And, James Robinson turns the ball over. It doesn't matter if it's Urban Meyer, Doug Peterson, or whoever. It seems like James Robinson goes to the bench. He doesn't get off the bench. He didn't get a carry yesterday. He had one, but it was nullified because of a penalty. I asked Doug Peterson myself after the game, what is going on? Why didn't he get an opportunity? He was pretty generic yesterday. I did get an opportunity to watch his 1 o'clock press conference today, where he was a little bit more thorough. Matter of fact, do we have that? Let's get to this. He had one carry, and again, it was erased because of a penalty, and he had a season-low 12 snaps. Doug Peterson asked why James Robinson is not out there.
No, I mean, he has been dealing with some lower body, issues, preferably, or I should say, most in his knees right now. But he is a big part of what we're doing. We know Travis is playing, well right now too, and it doesn't take anything away from James. It just so happens that in certain situations, Travis is getting the ball. But as we move forward, we're always going to continue to find ways to get James, going in the mix, and he's a big part of what we're doing.
ETN's been the better back. No one's going to argue with you there. I happen to think this football team needs two backs. I happen to think that running the football 21 times yesterday during a one-possession football game is not the way to win. Okay? You got to run it and run it and run it and run it. That's my view on it. I've been saying that since week one. This is a pass-first football team, and you don't have the weapons to be a pass-first football team. James Robinson's one of those backs who I believe gets better throughout the course of the day. Keep feeding him. If he's not 100%, then that is an issue. He wasn't on the injury report. So, when, as we were going throughout the course of the game, it's like, what's happening here? Why isn't he getting an opportunity? And, I talk about you can begin to see cracks and you wonder about the future of this team. Remember, James Robinson is an undrafted free agent. It's a 3-year deal. Now, he's restricted where the Jaguars have an opportunity to match an offer, but after what we saw yesterday, it doesn't feel like to me that James Robinson is part of the plan moving forward for the Jaguars. We still don't know what happened a year ago with Urban Meyer. Maybe Trent Baalke was involved in that. I don't know. Maybe Baalke's involved with it now. With Doug Peterson, I don't know. I don't know the answer. No one out there knows the answer to that question, but I think it's real all of a sudden. And if you're James Robinson, I'm sure privately he's unhappy about the last 2 years. Unless it's a phenomenal financial deal, would he even consider re-signing here, or would he like to go somewhere else? Again, the Jags, as a restricted free agent, do have the ability to keep him right here in Jacksonville. All right, we got a lot to do tonight. 641-1010, best way to get us on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Are we on YouTube this week, JJ?
We are on YouTube. Go to 1010XL's YouTube page. You will find us. We are the first video. We are live. Give us a click. Leave us a comment, question, complaint.
Wearing a Boston Bruins shirt. It's about the only thing I got going for me. That and the Yankees lost.
Thank God for that.
I hate being a sports fan where the only thing you can lean on is other teams losing.
It's my whole life, Rick.
That is the worst, though. I mean, it is so bad. It's.
I'd rather have that
so
than
cowardly.
Nothing, though. I actually enjoy the hate. I'm just a natural hater, so I enjoy that.
I think it's going to be a fun World Series, no doubt about it.
Doesn't start for another month.
I know you got 4 more days off. Houston just blew through New York, as we know. To see what happened with Philadelphia, and still amazed by that. I mean, 3rd this year in the National League East, yet they are going to the World Series. All right, opening comments brought to you by Shmunez Vision, right here in Jacksonville, your one stop for everything that involves your eyes. Okay, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, fellowship trained in cornea, cataract surgery, our refractive surgery, and I'm in the press box, and I'm looking to my left, I'm looking to my right, I'm audibling, I'm doing everything, and I notice that there's a lot of squinting going on. There's a lot of folks up there that are like, man, I just having trouble seeing. I felt like getting on my chair and having an infomercial with all the scribes. It's like, can I get your attention, please? Sports writers who cover the Jaguars. Shmunez Vision. Stop squinting. You're going to get wrinkles. Your chin's going to droop a little bit more. Get it fixed. All you got to do is make a call, 299-2906. All you got to do is go online, shmunezvision.com. If you're in the need of anything that involves your eyes, including cataract surgery, refractive surgery, laser eye surgery, contacts, eye exams, you mention it, they have it. They're your one stop in Jacksonville. That is Shmunez Vision. Care you can say. On the other side, more from Doug Peterson and your reaction. 641-1010. That is on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Ballou and JJ with you tonight on this Monday till 8 o'clock.
If you've ever wished you could watch the coaches' film, Jeff Lockerman tells you what they see.
I think a lot of that as a coaching staff, you're probably going to be sitting there going.
Jeff Lockerman Tuesday on Jaguars Today is brought to you by Famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube, treating every customer like they're famous.
Why does everyone seem to hesitate to buy a used car these days? Probably because the warranties stink. Well, we only offer the best cars that can pass our 160-point inspection and qualify for the Beaver Certified program with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. You mean just Chevys and Toyotas, right? Nope, all of them. Nissans? Yep. Fords? That's right. Hondas? You bet. What about all of them? And if you want to see all of them, come see us at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville.
Hi, Rick Ballou here, checking in with words of wisdom to be applied in life and your business from the business attorneys at Jimerson Burr. Let's go to Fred Shiro, who once said, and I do quote, "Experience is the name we give to our mistakes." End of quote. Thank you to one of the great ones, Fred Shiro. Of course, his incredible success back in the day with the Broad Street Bullies out of Philadelphia. Jimerson Burr. They represent businesses, all industries, all sizes, each matter with the same quality, care, attention to detail, and respect as if they were representing themselves. Operational issues, transactional issues, obviously litigation, okay? You own a company. You can be a tiny little business. It doesn't matter, okay? You've done your job. You haven't been paid. You're upset. It is time for representation. Contact an attorney at Jimerson Burr. 389-0050 or go to jimersonfirm.com.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From roll-and lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
I'm Holt Harrell. At Harrell & Harrell, we have the size and resources to take on the largest companies. But we are also the size that we know each and every one of our clients when they call. So call us. Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Garrett Scantling, and when I needed surgery on my foot, I selected Dr. Acevedo and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what orthopedic injury you have, go where you're treated like a pro. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Dr. George Acevedo of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Thanks to all of the athletes who ask us to help them get back on their feet. Come see us today.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Did you know Florida Bill SB 76 was signed into law in June of 21, giving insurance companies the right to require you to replace your shingle roof in as little as 10 to 12 years, or they can cancel your homeowner's policy. Then, in as little as 10 years, you may have to do it all over again. There's a solution. Replace your roof with a new metal roof from First Coast Metal Roofing Supply. A new metal roof from First Coast Metal Roofing Supply, insurance companies are allowing 20 to 30, even up to 50 years before you even need an inspection. All the details are at firstcoastmrs.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists congratulating Gloria Aguilar, senior tennis player at Ed White High. Gloria is also a member of the Ed White bowling and tennis teams and is an honor roll student. Congratulations, Gloria.
Join Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida for their Beaches Barbecue Bash November 3rd at ABBQ in Atlantic Beach for barbecue, beer, wine, cocktails, cornhole, live music, and a live auction. To impact our youth, go to bgcnf.org/events.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family. And home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM.
Hey, poker fans, don't miss out on all the exciting action happening this month at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. We're paying over $700,000 in high-hand promotions, and we'll host the Card Player Poker Tour at Best Bet Jacksonville from October 27th to November 14th. Experience the best in poker cash games, tournaments, and more at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. Must be 18 years or older to play. View promotions and tournament details at bestbetjacks.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars are favored Sunday morning against Denver. 4-point favorite, 9:30. Early on a Sunday. Oh boy. Of course, the game is in London, so we'll see. You know, the Jags are relatively healthy. Brendan Sheriff went out for a small period of time as well. Cam Robinson went out for a small period of time, so we did see Cole Van Lannon and Walker Little each get a couple of snaps. And, you're at the point now where I think you got to figure out whether or not Walker Little is going to be a part of this team. The trade deadline's on November 1st, right? So you get a game this weekend in London. If they drop that and they go to 2-6, I am all of a sudden, and I know you don't want to hear it. I understand you don't want to hear it. But I'm at the point now that I'm giving up guys who aren't going to be on this team next year if it produces draft capital. Okay? If someone wants Evan Ingram for a playoff push, come get him. If someone wants Juwan Taylor for a playoff push, come take him. James Robinson, I may have a little bit of an issue only because I don't think you'll get anything close to his worth. And which James Robinson going to give you, right? What are you going to give for James Robinson? 6th-round pick?
That's
Seriously.
what I was going to say.
So, with that, I would be a little bit perplexed. If someone wants a veteran receiver like Marvin Jones Jr., I'm giving him up. I absolutely am at this particular time. It's Shaq Griffin. I'm giving him up. Now, these are high-priced veterans. I never thought I would talk about before the trade deadline. Trent Baalke has a reputation as a trader. Dan Arnold. Can you get a 6th or 7th? I like Dan Arnold, but it's crystal clear he's not part of the plan. Chris Manhurst, same deal. This tight end room is going to be completely wiped out at the end of the 2022 season. So if you can get some draft picks for some of these players, in my particular opinion, that is the move you are going to have to make. All right. Jacksonville is moving the football. We talked about it 2 weeks ago here. 444 yards against Houston, yet for one reason or another, they could not score a touchdown. All of that blame went on Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has learned since. Okay? Do it not as much yesterday, but certainly in Indy. Had a very good football game, 20 for 22, and also picked up valuable first downs with his feet. You go to yesterday, this football team had 6 drives of 60 yards or more. Man, you should be winning games when you are doing that. The problem is, as we know, you get inside the red zone, and this team struggles. You have the ETN fumble. You have it where you're overturning it on downs, and we've talked ad nauseum about that. The calls, particularly on 3rd and fourth down. So you're 2 for 5 in the red zone. All right, you're 6 of 13 on third down. You're 2 of 4 on fourth down. I've already given you my opinion. I think this is way too much for this football team on fourth down. You got to start. And, I got a long one here. Jags are way better than 2 and 5. This is from the 8212. A ton of stuff coming in on the text line. I appreciate it. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. 641-1010. I'm going to get to as many of you as I can. There's a long one here from the 8212. Basically says the Jags are in their 2 and 5 start, yada, yada, yada. Telling me some positions they need to address. Also talking about going for it on fourth down. There needs to be better situational awareness. Well, I'm going to stop it right there. We'll never get an answer, but to me that's the most confusing part of the first 7 games of the season. Doug Peterson is very aggressive. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl by being aggressive. He also had a Super Bowl team. This is not anything close to a Super Bowl team. What is so obvious for any coach in any situation is understanding the talent you have, understanding the team you have, what they can do and what they can't do. I love him being aggressive, but there have been situations where you got to take the field goal. You got to take the points. And it seems like they are backfiring in the biggest of moments. Who knows what happens yesterday if you kick that field goal? And, we saw what happened right after it. And this team's tired. This is a tired football team. See, you look at the 21 carries, and you look at the 44 pass attempts, and you say, all right, well, they're 2-1. They're a passing team over a running team. When you run the football, it does so much more than just keep your opponent's defense honest. Number one, even more than that, more importantly, number 2, is it keeps your defense on the sideline. It gives your defense an opportunity to rest. And if you look at the fourth quarter, all right, I got it right here. Fourth quarter time of possession. New York, 9 minutes, 19 seconds. Jacksonville, 5 minutes, 41 seconds. The overall time of possession was a 9-minute difference. Okay, 34-10 to 25-50. I know that doesn't register with everyone because you think, all right, they're professional athletes. They're in great shape. Look at the snap count. They need another body inside. I mean, they say goodbye to Jay Tufele. They just said see ya to Malcolm Brown. They haven't done enough. Corey Peters played 30 plays yesterday. I didn't see him do anything. I mean, I didn't have the gall to go back and watch the tape yet. Maybe I will tomorrow. Maybe I won't this week. I'm not sure yet. But, 52 plays for Roy Robertson-Harris. 48 plays for Fado Cassie right off the being out and missing a game with his quad. 47 snaps for Devon Hamilton. These are 300-plus dudes. They can't give you that many plays. So they're clearly down a body in the interior. How did they try to smooth this over? 30 with Corey Peters, 22 with Smoot, 19 with Key, and we know for the most part those two are in pass situations, although I did see Arden Key in coverage yesterday. I saw Devon Hamilton in pass coverage yesterday. I don't know what's up. By the way, let's get to this. I thought it was pretty interesting. Doug Peterson today is talking overall about his defense and just how concerned he is right now with the way that they are playing.
Well, I think we have as a staff, we got to take a look at what we're doing game plan wise, right? Sometimes you can get, it's like offense. If you're struggling offensively, a lot of times you try to pull back just a little bit on the volume of information and try to free up your players mentally a little bit. And so those are all things that we've got to address, I think, here in the next couple of days and really see if we're doing too much.
This is a better offensive team than it is a defensive team. Okay? I spent the entire offseason saying don't try to fix it all at once. You can't. No one can fix everything at once. It's impossible. They tried. And I'll tip the cap there. as far as the effort. But seriously, how many guys off this defense could you lose and it wouldn't be a massive blow? Josh Allen's all the hype, right? He's got 3 sacks. Great guy. Maybe the best guy in Duval. He's got 3 sacks. Okay, Trayvon Walker picked up a 2nd sack yesterday. Aloakon, he's a blood and guts guy. I love him, but a foolish penalty. And I don't even want to call it a foolish penalty. I mean, it's such a split-second scenario now when it comes to roughing the passer. Look at Dexter Lawrence. He got 2 on the other side from New York. So you just can't look at Jacksonville, even though around here you think of 3 consecutive weeks. Trayvon Walker, and now Aloakon, and that spoiled the Devin Lloyd pick. This team is starving for takeaways. They haven't been able to get any as of late. But seriously, outside of those ends, who do you really miss off this defense? Without any question, Campbell is their best player, in my opinion. Number 2 may be Aloakon or the 2 rookies. But, Cisco's been up and down. I think Rayshawn Jenkins been a little bit better than perhaps I thought he would be, but I still think he's gone at the end of the year. I think Shaq's gone at the end of the year. I've talked about the interior defensive line. I don't think you're going to bring back Roy Robertson Harris at that price tag. We'll see what ends up happening. Of course, the way the deal was structured for Fatu Cassie, he's going to get at least 1 more year. And Hamilton, final year of that rookie contract. Some issues right now on this football team. All right. We get a lot more to do. Who do you, because this is where we're at, JJ, is that I think weekly we need to come up with
somebody to blame.
A Monday version blame game.
That's what it seems to be.
Last week was Shaq Griffin for the blame
Yeah.
game. 2 weeks ago it was Trevor Lawrence for the blame game. Who gets the blame game? I'm going to go with coaching.
Yeah, I didn't like the typical, they smelled that quarterback sneak coming. I like the field goal. I think it's all over the NFL. It's not just Doug with the not kicking a field goals. It's like teams are like allergic to just getting 3 points. Like they outsmart themselves every time. The defense, I got to put this one on Caldwell, honestly. I mean, he didn't do anything last week against the Colts when it came to the crossing patterns and doing something about that. And he did nothing to stop Daniel Jones running the ball. Zero. The guy, even on the last drive, especially on the last drive, you got to do something, have a spy. I don't know how it works X's and O's wise, but you can't just let him run all over you like that.
Lost in all of this is the fact that under Doug Peterson, these are first-time coordinators in the NFL. Again, it goes even more to the rebuild that is going on with this team compared to the way you want to look at it as a Jaguar fan. This is the first rodeo for Mike Caldwell. This is the first rodeo for Press Taylor, even though Doug Peterson is calling plays. I think right now, after what I've witnessed in consecutive weeks, I think you can make the point that maybe Doug calling plays is getting to the point where it's too much for him. Maybe he's got to be a little bit more involved and allow Press Taylor to call plays, and he can get with Mike Caldwell to get over to the sideline, even though when the offense is getting ready to go out and do it and run their plays, and he can talk to Mike Caldwell and say, what the hell are we doing defensively? What's going on here? I mean, Daniel Jones, this football team is making Daniel Jones look like Michael Vick. I mean, there wasn't even anyone close to him. And I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but, JJ, we talked about this every night last week. You've got to have a guy on Daniel Jones.
You had to know that was coming.
He's a far better athlete than he gets credit for. I mean, every time he carried the ball, he picked up a first down. We sit in these chairs, and we knew it. And we told every listener out there that it was going to happen. And they couldn't stop it, and they made no adjustments to stop it.
If you had to bet your life, will Mike Caldwell be here next year?
Oh, it's too early. 7 games. Right now, I'd say yeah.
Okay.
Right now, I would say yeah. But, I mean, the rushing defense, 3 out of the last 4 weeks, They kept Indy to 45 last week, and we know why. Because Taylor and Hines were out.
And they threw it 70 times.
Right. And you go to Philly and Houston, man, they torched Jacksonville, I think, for 336 yards in consecutive weeks combined. And then we saw what happened again yesterday. I mean, the New York Giants, 39 carries, 236 yards. That's embarrassing for the coaching staff, and that's embarrassing for the defense. And I think it's embarrassing with the coaching staff in two ways. And I'm going to keep on saying it. If you run the ball, you take clock. If you run the ball, your defense gets a blow in the sideline. Okay? They get the rest. If you run the clock, you keep New York honest. And Travis Etienne is having the game of his career. He had the huge. He gets 14 carries, which is a career high. Yesterday was the day that he should have had it 20 times. Feed the man. Okay? And you got James. What about on these short situations? Where's James Robinson on 3rd and 1? Where's James Robinson on 4th and 1? All right, you ran Etienne between the tackles. That's not his forte, even though he's been better at it this year than I thought he would. And then you run Trevor. I mean, even in the goal line, that looked weird. You run Trevor from a shotgun. I don't care what the stats say. I'm down on their red zone efficiency. I am. I'm down on their red zone game plan. And I'm certainly down on 3rd and 4th and short. Feed the ball to James Robinson. 21 carries yesterday. Again, this is a one-possession game. Hell, you had the lead. You realize Jacksonville's had the lead in the 4th quarter in 6 of the 7 games that they've played? I mean, think about that for a moment. This is a better team. We wouldn't have said that a year ago. We wouldn't have said that 2 years ago. We wouldn't have said that 3 years ago. They have led in 6 of the 7 games in the 4th quarter. They're better, but they can't make mistakes. And when you have 13 penalties and you make mistakes both offensively and defensively with your coaches, you're going to end up being on the other side of a game. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday. All right, much more coming up from you. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, along with JJ. My name is Rick Ballou. We're here tonight till 8.
It's the game you talk about all year. Florida and Georgia.
2 awesome rival football fan bases.
It's Gators and Dogs.
This is the biggest cocktail party in the world for a reason.
Saturday at 3:30 on the home of the Florida Gators. 1010XL. Share your life with 1010XL. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, wait. I'm going to take a picture and post it on Facebook. What? Hashtag
1010XL.
Honda continues to impress with their new lineup this year. Don't settle for less when the best is just minutes away. We invite you to visit your local Honda dealer and see the vehicles everyone is talking about. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda. Come see us. We're dealing.
Mia O'Brien here, and we know the best team always wins the game. Well, the same goes when it comes to local companies. Next time you need help with a plumbing or septic emergency or a planned project, just call my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. They have the best team on the First Coast with over 50 players and will provide you with a winning solution. Go ahead, give them a call today. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
At Farah and Farah, we use a registered nurse, private investigator, and a team of attorneys to build your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family. Call us at 396-5555, Jacksonville.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, and every night when I put my head on the bed, I never have to worry about my roof. Thanks to Preferred. Roofing contractors are plentiful in the Jacksonville area, but they're not all alike. A roof is a large investment and should only be installed by licensed, insured, and reputable roofing contractors. In business for over 40 years with an A-plus rating by the Better Business Bureau, Preferred Roofing is a logical choice when searching for the best contractor. Pick Preferred Roofing and sleep easy at night.
Having an active lifestyle is one of the most rewarding things you can give yourself. Dr. George Barry here, and at Barry Orthopedics, we know how important it is to be out and about, doing the things you want to do to enjoy a full life. But if joint pain gets in the way of staying on the field or in the gym, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have a team of orthopedic surgeons with over 35 years of practice experience in the field. Come see us at Barry Orthopedics with locations all across Jacksonville.
And don't forget, catch Dr. George Barry on Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30. You know the rule. Fall is for football. Yeah, but don't forget golf. The Golf Club of Southampton wants to remind you if football takes up most of your weekend, then tee it up during the week at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY and set up a foursome and see the great shape the course is in right now. When temps start to cool, your golf game should be heating up at Southampton. Check out the great things going on with the tremendous practice area, a course that offers tees for every skill level, and a great group of people to take care of you. It's all happening at Southampton.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you have told us about buying better quality diamonds, but is there any way to start with a smaller diamond and use it to trade up to a larger diamond later on?
Frank, it's interesting you'd ask that because our founder, H.F. Underwood, popularized growing your diamond here in Jacksonville about 50 years ago, and it's something we still do today. When a customer buys an Underwood engagement ring or solitaire diamond pendant or a pair of ear studs, we guarantee they get the price they paid for it on the purchase of any larger diamond. Now, a lot of stores would say, big deal. We do that too, but here's the Underwood difference. We guarantee you get what you paid when you trade in your Underwood diamond, even if you're trading up by only $1. It's not that you have to trade up 2 for 1 like most jewelers ask. There have been literally thousands of people in the Jacksonville area who have taken advantage of our policy, and Underwood still grows a lot of diamonds for a lot of people.
Underwood, serving excellence since 1928. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 24th, 1963, Sandy Koufax is unanimously selected winner of the Cy Young. This was Koufax's first of 3 unanimous selections for the award.
Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach. If you're looking to sell jewelry, guns, gold, or flatware, Chuck at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn will be happy to make you an offer. He's been around the block once or twice and knows the biz inside and out. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Is the urge to go a constant fear? Your prostate might be the culprit. Schedule your screening with Ackerman Urology today to fight back. Call 904-490-7400 or visit AckermanUrology.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Monday night upon us. What do we have tonight? Bears, Patriots, Monday Night Football. This entire state is reeling outside of Miami in the return of Tua. I mean, how about Tom Brady? The first time he's had a losing record since like 2002. 3-4. People telling him he's got to retire. People telling Aaron Rodgers he's got to retire. This league is so messed up. I mean, Seattle's in first place in the West. They went through a fire sale. I mean, it wasn't quite the Charlie Finley Oakland A's fire sale of the mid-'70s, but how the heck are they in front of L.A., San Francisco, and Arizona? They are. Atlanta tied for first place in the South. Minnesota, who I happen to like, at 5-1, but at this point during the season, they have a 2-game lead already. over the Green Bay Packers. And the Giants. I mean, the Giants just keep finding ways to win football games.
The Jets.
The Jets, absolutely.
Like, they're doing it with 100 yards passing in these games.
You know, it's unfair, in my opinion, to go overboard about whether or not a coach or the staff is going to work based on 7 games. Because if you go around the league, there was 10 coaching changes. There's not a lot of those that really stick out outside of Brian Daboll in New York and what's going on right now in Minnesota. However, when you look at the New York Giants, you're like, this is so promising. In the same sentence, I wish I could brag about what's going on around here with the coaching. And it's far better than it was a year ago. And I'm not saying that it's not going to work with Doug Peterson. No, don't get me wrong. But there have been situations where the coaches' calls they made or calls they didn't make have resulted directly in losses. And for me, the biggest scenario has been just neglecting the run. We have been talking about that the entire season, getting away from the run. And I also want to add to that, obviously now, I'm seeing way too much on 4th down. Look at this. I mean, 247 pass attempts for the Jaguars. All right, 1 for Kirk, 246 for Lawrence. So, and you've got 190 rushing attempts. So you got 57 more passing attempts, and we're talking about 7 games. I just think it should be a little bit closer. I really do. All right, let's get back to Doug Peterson. Again, this is not a good enough football team to have self-inflicted wounds. It does not seem like that's, if you just kind of circle the map here and you go Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and Gainesville, hasn't then really been like the key couple of words so far this year. Self-inflicted wounds, okay? They're all tied into teams that are losing, all right? And Jacksonville's lost 4 in a row. Florida State's lost 3 in a row. The Gators have lost, 2 in a row? They were off last week, so it wasn't Florida State. But, I mean, that's a lot of losing, okay? That's 9 straight losses between those 3 teams. Far too much. Doug Peterson today asked about all of these mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. But the thing is, too, the guys know. I mean, that's the thing about it. They've played a lot of football. They understand when the mistakes are made, and it's on us as coaches to make sure that they not, one, that they understand, but 2, that we help fix it, right, and we help correct and give them the answers. So that falls on the coaches, and then the players having to execute the game plan and knowing their assignments. That part of it's on them. So that's why it's a two-way street. But these mistakes have kind of kept us from winning these close games.
Man, it can't happen. You can't make mistakes. If you're making those amount of mistakes and at your job, you're going to lose your job. Okay? And I got to believe there's a different tone with Doug Peterson, with the media, and with his team. I hope so. And I do get the sensitivity of today's football player. Okay, I hear from a lot of Jaguar alumni, some old school Jaguar football players, and I love texting them or talking with them and going back and forth. But the game is so different now. You can't be the hard ass. You can't discipline these guys. These guys will revolt. They'll quit on you. It's not a Jacksonville problem. It's an issue we have in our society. I'm not going to get on my soapbox about it. But look at college football. You get benched, you transfer. Your coach yells at you, you transfer. You can't treat these pro guys the same way either. They've turned the page. Today they're talking about heading to London. Many of these guys for the first time. What's it going to be like? They've forgotten about it. Your week's ruined. 4 consecutive weeks. It's ruined. They've already turned the damn page. They're looking at Denver now. So, I don't know how you're going to be able to fix it. I don't. Do you reward them with cookies and ice cream, or do you privately get on their ass, not knowing what the end result is going to be? Doug Peterson seems so incredibly calm. You wouldn't know if they won or lost. And I think there's a lot of people out there that are going to tell you, well, that's what we want in a coach. We don't want a guy who's going to overreact. We don't need a guy that's doom and good. Can you imagine what Urban Meyer would have looked like up there? Can you imagine what Tom Coughlin would have looked like up there? And I hate to compare the two. But to me, that's really an issue. How do you get them to prevent making mistakes if you're a player's coach? What are you going to bring up? I mean, seriously, what are you going to do? Bring them out there Wednesday, JJ, and run them?
Run stadiums?
Are you going to have these? I mean, how are you going to teach them a lesson? You going to run them? Tom Coughlin would have ran them. You can't do that anymore.
And if you're the players coach guy, the ice cream guy, you guys can take off this week of training camp guy, now you can't be the hard ass. Like it's too late for that.
Gus Bradley's such a great defensive coordinator. He was not a head coach. He lost the team because he wasn't a firm disciplinarian. I thought Doug Marrone really softened up. I heard about him at Syracuse. I heard about him in Buffalo. And he was the consummate players coach. Everything was Doug's fault. Doug Marrone's fault. Everything that happened, that's on me. That's on me. It had a negative effect because it was so expected. We're trying to feel out Doug Peterson. I still think he's the right man for the job. I don't know if behind the scenes he's able to get after these guys a little bit. But, I mean, the league, it's just the way it is now. Everyone needs to be coddled, right? They need to be treated like a baby. The days of being a man and getting in another man's face and telling him he's not doing that, those days are long, long gone. I would think a lot of this stuff that we saw yesterday, the worst part of it would be reviewing the film with your teammates. Some of the mistakes that they made yesterday and, getting beat in some of the ways that they did yesterday. I would think that your peers, that would be the most difficult part of it. Now,
this team,
I may be dead wrong.
I don't know. Like, who are those veteran guys that you would respect in the locker room and that would call you out? Like, I don't think there is that.
They don't have one, JJ.
Yeah,
and they haven't had one for years.
Josh Allen's trash. Like, he was good in his rookie year. Like, he's the loudmouth of the group. I guess Jenkins is. He's been having a decent season, but like, who's that guy? I don't know if there is one. I don't think there, especially not on defense.
I don't think Josh Allen's trash. He's certainly not playing at the Pro Bowl level that
he's
what has been expected
nobody
out of him.
He would be easily replaceable by almost any other starting defensive end in the league.
So is Jacksonville going to give him the bag? Are they going to give him the average of top 5 paid defensive ends in the NFL? He's up. What are you going to do there? I mean, honestly.
Got to let him go.
This team doesn't – I think the biggest defensive leader they have is probably a Loicon. And he made a huge personal – had a personal foul yesterday.
Killed an interception. Like, you just hit the quarterback in the face, man? Like, what do you guys watch football? Every single Sunday, guys are getting flagged for a lot less than that.
I mean, it happened on the other side.
Yeah.
Dexter Lawrence got it twice. It's happening all over the place. Leadership, I mean, I'd like to think who are the captains. I don't even know. I don't even care because it really feels like this team doesn't have any captains. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is the guy that you would expect to be the captain, but he's not a rah-rah guy.
And he's a second-year player.
Is it anyone on this offense? I mean, Cam Robinson's now what, year 6? Juwan Taylor, number 4. Are any one of those two
Marvin
guys?
Jones, maybe?
Brandon Linder was a great leader. Whatever. Okay? I mean, whatever. He wasn't a great leader. Okay? He was loved in the building, and I have no idea why. But
nice guy.
Where are the leaders? Is Marvin Jones Jr. a leader because he went on with Mike Silver and trashed Urban Meyer? Okay, he gets a couple of we knew it all along, and you could sit back and laugh a little bit.
This guy was a joke.
Yeah, and he made an unbelievable grab yesterday. And I'm a Marvin Jones Jr. fan, but where are the leaders?
Sadly, I'll tell you who gave the rah-rah speech yesterday. Apparently, Rayshon Jenkins was being interviewed after the game on our 1010XL YouTube page. You can check that out. And he said it was Dewey Wingard. I swear to God, I'm not even joking.
No.
So, a guy who doesn't play, who probably doesn't deserve to be in the NFL, is the one who's like, hey, guys, we need to practice hard next week. It's all about, day-to-day getting better guy. That's who's your leader in the locker room.
Are we on YouTube right now? Because the folks, if they are watching, can see what I'm doing. That's exactly what the team was doing as well when Dewey Wingard was talking. They're checking their Instagram on their phone. Okay? Nothing that Dewey Wingard says is going to make any difference at all. These players only listen to great play. As great as that locker room was a few years ago, there were alphas in that locker room who didn't even listen to Calais Campbell because they thought he was too grandfatherly. Okay? They're not going to listen to Dewey Wingard. You've got to find some leaders and some real men. I mean, every business has it, right? The cream rises to the top. No matter where you are, you may hate the guy or gal, the cubicle next to you or the office you're in. Leaders emerge. Where the hell's the leader? It can't be James Robinson, right? They're not even playing him.
And that guy doesn't even talk.
Seriously, I can't remember a football team in this town that had the lack of leadership that it has right now. This team seems to accept losing. They can't wait to give you we'll learn from it. It's just one game. We got to turn the page and move on the next week. They're a better team. Maybe that's the hidden secret. Maybe the special little nucleus knows that it's going to take a couple of years and that this thing will end up turning around in 2023 or 2024. Maybe they know that. Maybe Peterson knows it. Maybe Bulky knows it. Maybe Lawrence knows it. Maybe some of the other very special players on this team know it. I can't argue with that. I don't want to argue with that. They're a better team than they used to be. They have had leads in 6 out of the 7 games in the fourth quarter. That is very impressive. But they have no staying power. And they need more players. They don't have enough defensive linemen right now. They just don't have them.
And this is also the part of the schedule where you need to be winning. This is the easy part. And they've gotten so lucky with who's been injured in all these teams. You've only played one playoff team from last year. You lost. The Chargers win was great, but the Chargers kind of suck. The Colts win. The Colts never win here. You haven't really beaten anyone. You beat the Chargers, who their quarterback was hurt. They lost Bosa the second drive of the game, something like that. They didn't have their star receiver. They had a couple linemen out. What have they done? I get that they're in games in the fourth quarter, but look around the NFL. Everybody's in every game in the fourth quarter. Does that really mean next year they're gonna be good?
I hope they are. But your point is fair.
How that works.
Your point is fair. That's why I was just mentioning all these teams that. Listen, it drives people crazy, the stat. But every year, nearly 50% of the teams who made the playoffs do not make it the following year. That's the league. And every year, a team that finished last in one of their divisions goes on to win the division. It's scientific. It's there. There's plenty of data. I'm just wondering if there's too much dead weight around here. Do they need to cover a fourth tight end if Luke Farrell's giving you 2 snaps a game? Are they better off by having another defensive lineman that can come in and give you 10, 12, 15 snaps? You know, you're getting 24 plays out of Chris Manhertz. To me, he's invisible out there. You're getting 10 plays out of Dan Arnold. You're getting 9 plays out of Tim Jones. So that's 4 guys. You're getting 4 out of JaMychal Hasty. Do you got to scratch one of those players and give yourself another defensive lineman? when you're taking on a team that you know the only way they can beat you is by running Barkley and running their quarterback, isn't that where you need an extra linebacker? You need an extra defensive line. I mean, you're carrying 4 tight ends. What for? You're carrying 3 running backs. What for? You're carrying 6 wide receivers. I understand Agnew's out, so you promote Tim. What for? Putting guys that can help you win games at positions where you're starving. I mean, these guys are exhausted in the fourth quarter. They're 300-pounders. You can't ask Devon Hamilton to give you 50-something snaps a Sunday. That's not him. You see this again before I head to this break. 47 snaps for Devon Hamilton. He's tired in the fourth quarter. All right, much more to do. He's JJ. I'm Rick Ballou. This is your home, the Jags.
I hate Mondays. It's your cure for a case of the Mondays.
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Post-game Monday.
What? Are you sure?
Brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff on 1010XL.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
So you got a letter from your insurance company saying that your policy will be canceled if you don't replace your roof. I did, and before I did anything, I called Ken Lawler and Fifth Element Adjusting. Ken, how's it work?
Jeff, if you've received a non-renewal letter from your insurance carrier, our team will help you navigate the confusing process and review your policy for you. Our goal is to get your damaged property replaced so you can get back to your life. Call Fifth Element Adjusting or visit feaclaims.com. If you're happy with the outcome of your claim, Fifth Element Adjusting will not be able to help you. Ken Lawler, DFS number P213199.
Your time is valuable. Say goodbye to tire shops and waiting rooms. Go Mobile Tires is a mobile tire business that comes to where you live, work, or play. We match anyone's price on tires, and our trained technicians mount and balance tires, program TPMS sensors, and repair tires. We provide nitrogen for free. Check us out on the web at gomotires.com or call us at 904-907-0999. On the web at gomotires.com or 904-907-0999.
Bob Arablo here, president of your Jacksonville Icemen. Thanks to the doctors and staff at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, our team is well taken care of. We're proud to be associated with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is ready to help you too. We'd like to thank the coaches and schools who trust in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less. And thank you for your business.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, big week in these parts, no doubt about it. College football. How about this Saturday? Georgia and Florida, the Dogs, favored by 22 and a hook. Total is 57. Both schools jockeying for more cabbage, right? We don't know if we're going to play here. We need more money. We'll see what happens. Been able to go to quite a few of the world's largest outdoor cocktail parties. Always a good time. I hope Jacksonville is able to hold on to the game. We'll see. Georgia Tech at Florida State. Florida State opened at 20. It's up to 23. All the money on the Noles. Finally, Ballou goes back to God's country. First time in 3 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of that.
Well, you know, the whole
With
COVID thing
yeah.
and everything else. And I was traveling each and every day with the Jags. It just was difficult to do, but it's a high nooner.
I bet you're looking forward to not going to England.
You know what? I don't want to take away from anyone who's never been and is going and is planning on going. It's a lot of fun, but you are correct. 6 trips to London is enough for me.
That's a lot.
It's I'm just a weather guy. You know what I mean? I'm a quality of life guy. And you're not getting any quality of life in London.
A lot of rain.
It's like, I got to imagine it's got to be like living in Portland, Oregon.
Let's see what the forecast is this
Something
week.
like that. Miami at Virginia. Miami favored by 2 on the road after the Duke. Man, what happened?
Jesus.
Duke rolled in there and won a ball game.
London, the afternoon of Sunday afternoon will be about 60 degrees and rainy.
Well,
it's not that cold.
On my lazy boy, it's going to be 75 and no wind. It's going to be perfect. No rain, too.
Yeah.
Okay? No, but it is a great
I love
trip.
the game because it's over by 12:30 and we can watch all the other games.
It is a great – listen, now, I happen to be one of those who would rather have you go to the games here and support the home team. Yeah, I guess technically this is a home game over there. Yeah, if you want to experience it, it's great. And you'll have – so I was just texting last week with Derek Trucks. He and Susan are over there for 6 weeks.
Anything
now 5
that,
weeks.
like I would have to see.
There's this great little hole-in-the-wall bar a couple of blocks away from Wembley Stadium. Okay?
I knew you'd have an answer like that. Not Big
I don't
Ben
know
or
anything
something.
about man. I did the one deal. Frangie and I went to like the London Bridge, and we saw
the castle.
Yeah, and all that type of stuff. And I was just like
bored.
Yeah, it was because it was like It was like overcast and windy, and my hair was blowing and getting all messed up. And
you're like, I've seen this on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the bar? I need a warm pint.
Well, you could ask my girlfriend. Whenever I see a movie and I see him driving on the wrong side of the road or the steering wheel's on the wrong side of the car, and I know it's going to be a London-based movie, I'm like, I don't even want to watch it anymore.
PTSD.
I'm like, I doesn't even want to deal with it. Okay? I mean, whatever. But if you're going, have a great time. Honestly. Should be a lot of fun. All right, I got callers on the line. I got all sorts of things I got to do. 6709, I believe Doug and Trevor is the right guy. I believe our team, we're a couple of plays away from being 4-2 or 4-3, 5-2. Right now we're San Diego. I think we're a good cornerback away from being a really good team. Yeah, I mean, this football team is much better than it was a year ago. Okay? And there's still so much to learn. There are 10 games remaining. But it feels like to me that Doug Peterson knew what he was getting himself into. And a 2-5 record is not a shock to him. And I don't think it's a shock to the people closest to him. Even though they could have very easily won all of these games, I think this is actually the way this is supposed to go. You don't want to do too much too soon because then the expectations get crazy. I'm not saying he's not trying to win. Don't misconstrue what I'm trying to say. But I think it's expected. And that's why when you see him, he's even keel. Okay? Where I know that this fan base wants emotion. You know, you want to see it and you want to feel it. And frankly, it hasn't happened. I need a corner. Listen, there's 5 or 6 positions that are obvious that this team has to upgrade in next year. And that's a little bit alarming considering there's 10 games to go. And I'll just tell you off this, top of the surface, their top 5 highest paid football players are all gone next year, in my opinion. You need to cut Shaq Griffin. You need to cut Rayshon Jenkins. You need to cut Roy Robertson Harris. You need to say goodbye to Evan Ingram and say goodbye to Marvin Jones Jr. The last 2 are in the final year of their deal. The other 3 have a third year remaining, but it is much more cost-effective to say goodbye to them with very little dead cap money compared to what it would have been this year. I mean, this year the Jaguars are spending $31 million in dead cap money. Okay? That's a huge number. Joe Schobert's got nearly a $10 million dead cap hit. This is like an ex-wife. Okay, you're literally paying this guy $10 million not to play with you.
This is like Bobby Bonilla.
Right. I mean,
how long are we going to be paying Joe Schobert?
This is like a divorce. This is like saying to your second or third wife, whatever it is, listen, here's $10 million. Now don't come anywhere near me. Get up and leave. Pick another city. Here's 10 mil. Just get out of here. That's what they're doing with Joe Schobert. C.J. Henderson, $6,240,000. Ex-wife, see ya. I feel like Trump here, or Warren Buffett here, or just paying off, or Kanye here, just paying off. Yeah, $6.2 million, take it. Miles Jack, $4.8 million, take it. You trying to tell me Miles Jack couldn't help this football team? I mean, seriously. And I think both linebackers have played well. You gave them $5 million not to be here. Okay? I mean, what a great life. If you can get a situation like that. You've got Malcolm Brown at nearly $4 million. See ya. So, 4 players. Schobert, $10 million. C.J. Henderson, $6,240,000. Miles Jack, $4,800,000. Malcolm Brown, nearly $4 million to no longer be here. All on the defensive side, where they're clearly down on bodies. So, I need to take a break, don't I? Where are we right now?
We're at our first break of the 7 o'clock hour. We're not too far behind.
I don't even know what to make of it. I'm trying to figure this thing out. I feel awful for Jaguar fans. I want to keep pounding the it's better, it's getting better, it's getting better, it's getting better. I do feel that way. But I would also like to come in here and be like, well, they finally solved something they haven't been able to solve in the last 4 weeks. And it didn't happen yesterday. All right, they came a yard short. I gotcha. Look at that last drive. Look at all the penalties on that drive. Did Daniel Jones even throw a pass? I got one here that says last drive they ran for 104, or fourth quarter they ran for 140 yards and passed the ball once. I'll have to look back. I mean, if that's the case, that is beyond scary. Okay, it's one thing to fool you with phenomenal play calling and situational scenarios where you're not expecting it on the other side. It's another thing just to line up and say, that defense is tired. We're going to run Barkley. They did a decent job against Barkley for 3 quarters. It's a 60-minute football game. Look at what Barkley did in the fourth quarter. And look at what Daniel Jones did in the fourth quarter, when this defense was gassed. And again, it didn't look to me like they made any adjustments. It didn't look to me like you had a guy that was spying on Daniel Jones. It didn't occur to them to do that.
So I have the last drive for them.
Okay.
Saquon, 13-yard rush. Saquon, 7-yard rush. Saquon, 20-yard rush. Breida, 2 yards. Daniel Jones, 15-yard rush. 2-minute warning. Barkley, 1-yard rush. And then they're just like running it to take time off the clock. So, yeah, they didn't actually pass on that last drive.
Well, that's a test of manhood right there.
61 yards, no passes, right down your throat.
Jacksonville got tested, and Jacksonville was fatigued. Okay? And you can put it all on the defense. You can put it all on Doug Peterson. You can put it all on Mike Caldwell. I don't think they have enough bodies over there. And I'm also going to put it on what they didn't do offensively. Again, if you run the ball, you take clock. And if you're going to do sneaks at 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, why are you doing it with guys like Lawrence and ETN when you have James Robinson? That's his game. He leans forward. I know he's been stuffed a lot at the line of scrimmage this year, but, I mean, you're asking for a half. You're not even asking for a half yard. I've seen the still photo of the snap on 3rd down. The ball was across the line. It was clearly a first down. I mean, why didn't you challenge that? Isn't there anyone out there who can say, Doug, it's a first down challenge? I mean, we asked Peterson yesterday. He was asked about it today. I understand his answer. But who's in the headset? Who's telling him, man, you've got to challenge this play?
Second time this year that he has not challenged a play we assumed would have been a first down, and then they don't get it on 4th right after that.
All right.
In the red zone.
Let me get out of this. I need to have overshot the runway. I'm trying to sort this one out. Okay. I'm not going to be, it's over. This division, I mean, Matt Ryan's been benched. So Indy's basically given up. Right? They're going with Sam Ellinger. He's going to be the quarterback this weekend. Frank Reich, all of a sudden, is firmly on that hot seat. It appears to be Tennessee's division. All right? And they're one injury away. I mean, Tannehill went out yesterday. Derrick Henry had another big game, but, man, every time he carries the football, you got to wonder how many does he have left in him. So I'm not sitting here telling you that Tennessee is a team that, is just going to show up every Sunday and they're going to win out. We have seen attrition, and we have seen in this league, man, that it is about survival. The Jaguars remain really healthy if you look at other teams around the NFL. So with 11 games, it's not over, or not 10 games, it's not over. But you need to start winning some of these games. All right, we got much more to do. We'll take you up till 8 o'clock.
Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
The Bulldogs take a little trip to Bishop Kenny this Friday night, and you can hear the play-by-play on 1010 AM.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous, don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Honda continues to impress with their new lineup this year. Don't settle for less when the best is just minutes away. We invite you to visit your local Honda dealer and see the vehicles everyone is talking about. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda. Come see us. We're dealing.
Now, the Hurricane Report. Brought to you by Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
The Hurricanes started the first half Saturday with a touchdown drive and started the second half with 2 touchdown drives in the first couple minutes, but the remainder of the game was all Blue Devils as the Canes fell to Duke 45-21. Miami worked the majority of the game to overcome 8 turnovers that led to 31 points. Canes fall to 3-4 on the season, and they face Virginia next on Saturday.
Concrete floors don't have to be ugly and hard to clean. Whether it's a garage with cracks, tire marks, and failed epoxy, or any concrete surface that isn't beautiful and maintenance-free, Shark Coatings will transform it. Our coating and warranty are stronger, more durable, and longer-lasting than any other on the market. And because Shark Coatings is 100% UV stable for life, it's perfect for any concrete surface outside as well. Shark Coatings will let you reclaim those wasted hours spent pressure washing your driveway, patios, and walkways. Hit us up on social media or call 904-519-5055 to set up your free estimate today.
Congrats to Florida tight end Trey Burton and wide receiver Andre Bubba Caldwell's induction into Georgia-Florida Games Hall of Fame. To attend their induction lunch Friday, October 28th, go to GAFLHallOfFame2022.eventbrite.com.
Find your why in a rewarding career at the First Coast YMCA. Did you know the Y runs the before and after school programs at every public elementary school in Clay County? It's true, and we can only open up new spots for students when we have enough staff. And that means the Y needs you. The Y is an equal opportunity employer, and we're hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, instructors, and much more. Visit your local Y for more information. Find your passion, find your why, and a career at fcymca.org.
We've seen it 1,000 times. Insurance companies using the same tired excuses not to pay. They'll say you're really not hurt, or that your injury is from an old accident. That's why it's so important to hire a law firm who has their own medical experts, who know how to fight excuses with facts. When they bring excuses, we bring the truth. And truth is power. Farah and Farah. Here for you, here for good. Jacksonville.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 24th, 1963, Sandy Koufax is unanimously selected winner of the Cy Young. This was Koufax's first of 3 unanimous selections for the award.
From the 4 corners of the globe, the world's greatest set their sights on one goal. The Breeders' Cup World Championships are coming to iconic Keeneland this November 4th and 5th. Over 2 days and 14 championship races, the pinnacle of international thoroughbred racing will put the most jaw-dropping, heart-pounding spectacle before your very eyes. Coverage begins Friday on USA and continues Saturday on USA and NBC. Visit breederscup.com/2022 to learn more.
Going too frequently? It might be your prostate. Schedule your screening with Ackerman Urology and get your life back. Call 904-490-7400 or visit AckermanUrology.com today.
This Florida-Georgia moment is brought to you by Woody's Barbecue.
Murray across the middle.
Touchdown, Georgia.
Woody's Barbecue.
This is Woody Mills. A super game requires super barbecue. For over 40 years, we've been making the best barbecue in town. See you at Woody's Barbecue today.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game and events have been a Jacksonville staple for more than 75 years. We support more than 4,200 local youth annually through Gator Bowl charities. Gator Bowl Sports is a perfect way for local companies and individuals to get involved. We'd love to meet with you and talk about how you can join our team. If you'd like to learn more, contact us at 798-1700, 798-1700.
Famous Quick Lube. 12 locations to get an oil change done quickly, starting at just $20. While you sit in your car and get your work done and listen to 1010XL. For fast, affordable vehicle care at your convenience, go to Famous Quick Lube.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we did tonight till 8. Hacker takes over at 8 o'clock. Just went on YouTube for the first time. I need to be more active here. I'm so active on Twitter, Ballou 1010XL, as well as our text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. How do you get on YouTube to watch us there, JJ?
Very easy. Go to YouTube, search 1010XL, and we will be the first video you see.
Teddy P says, give time for Doug to build this thing. Would we be so upset if Trevor was a rookie when Doug came in and he had a season like this? Think about it. We are beating ourselves and we lose by one possession, and we want to blow it up. I didn't say blow it up. I said get rid of guys who aren't going to be here next year if you can get solid draft capital by the trade deadline on November 1st. I also happen to believe the top 5 guys on this year's payroll are not going to be back next year. I firmly believe that. If you think I'm wrong, tell me who's going to return. Are you bringing Shaq Griffin back for 2023? Are you bringing Rayshon Jenkins back for 2023? Let's see. Rayshon Jenkins has a cap figure next year of $10,250,000. He's had a pretty good year. Okay, there's a lot of time left, but right now I'm going to say no. Okay, I am absolutely going to say no. Roy Robertson Harris, next year's figure, $10,133,000. I think Robertson Harris is a quality football player. He's having a good year. Let's see. He has on the season 21 tackles, a sack. He has 4 tackles for loss. He's defended 2 passes. This particular grade I have does not give me quarterback pressures. He's been okay. I'm going to make the case right now that if I was to bring back any one of these 5, he would be the guy. Final year for Evan Ingram. He's making what, $9.6 this year or $9 million this year? So it's a show me year. And again, I like him. But are you going to pay Evan Ingram north of $9 million a year? Are you going to give this guy, and I don't even know what the going rate's going to be, $10, $11, $12 million? They haven't gone to him nearly as much as I thought they would. 28 receptions in 7 games, right? So he's getting 4 balls a game. 28 to 39, if you look at reception to targets, 265 yards. He's averaging 12 a game with 1 touchdown. To me, that's pretty, that was Marvin. 28 for 39, 275, 9.8, still hasn't scored a touchdown. Did he get the 2-point conversion yesterday? Was that him? I've already forgotten that. Anyway, my point is that's fairly pedestrian to me. And my definition of pedestrian is you can replace him with someone else, get the same production for less money. That's how I've always defined it. I don't know if you want to give me the Webster's definition.
ETN carried it in.
Okay, a pedestrian. Finally, Marvin Jones Jr., his final year of his deal. So you're going to have to, the last 2 guys, you're going to have to resign. They're free agents. I think all 5 are gone. I really do. And, there's so many other decisions this team is going to have to make. Do you re-sign Juwan Taylor? Do you re-sign James Robinson? It just goes on and on and on. Do you give the bag of money to Josh Allen? I mean, do you give this guy, do you pay him among the top paid defensive ends in the NFL? I understand he's a linebacker. I understand he does more than just rush the quarterback. Yesterday, Josh Allen had 1 tackle and 1 assist. Okay? He had one quarterback hit. The Jaguars had 3 quarterback hits yesterday. They had 1 sack by Trayvon Walker. You going to pay this guy $15, $16? You going to pay him $1 million a game for that production? I'm asking. And I hate to talk about next year, but when you lose 4 in a row, that's what happens. You start to look ahead. And that also comes in the play. I mean, right now, buyers and sellers, we're a week away from the trade deadline. The Jaguars are sellers. I mean, you think they're going to magically wake up and win 7 of their last 10 to get to 9 wins, or win 6 of their last 10 to get to 8? Last week, I was kind of pumping that up, and they lost, even though I picked them to lose. Let me see. Josh Allen. Where are you at, man? Josh Allen. Season totals for Josh Allen. 7 games, 11 tackles, 8 assists. He's got 19 tackles, 3 sacks. Yes, 5 of his 19 tackles are for loss. He's got a pass defense. He has forced 2 fumbles. Those are decent numbers. Are those $1 million a game numbers? Is that we going to break the bank to sign this guy? Incredible guy. Maybe the best guy in the building. I'm not questioning that. I'm not questioning his effort. I'm not questioning his heart. I'm not questioning his willingness to win. He had a huge penalty yesterday. He was offside. It was a 3rd down stop, and he went offside. Can't happen. You can't pay a guy $1 million a game. And on 3rd down where you make a stop, your best player, your leader, jumps off sides. That can't happen. And it did happen. You know, and what did we talk about a couple of weeks ago, JJ? It was Trayvon Walker who made the egregious hit. And Foye, well, I'm not going to go talk to Trayvon Walker about it because he'll learn from it. I don't have to say anything. He's a rookie, and he makes the same play last week, and then it's the same guy who made those comments, Foye Oluokun, who does the exact same thing yesterday.
There's not a lot of learning going on, but a lot of talking about learning. I love this. So much learning. Like, these guys, yeah, it's a young team, but these guys are professionals, man. A lot of these guys aren't young, by the way. They're on, like, their 2nd or 3rd team. Like, how young really is this team outside of a few players? Travis, that's not good.
No. Travis Etienne is up to 14th now in the NFL in yards, 415. He's tied for 2nd in average per carry at 6.1. He's still averaging under 10 carries a game. He's got 68 in 7 contests. He had a career high yesterday of 14. And, you know, the James Robinson mystery is still out there. Why don't we? I know we have a new audience here. Why don't we play that again real quick? Today, Doug Peterson, because I did ask Doug Peterson yesterday after the game, and his answer was pretty generic yesterday, but he was also really specific about the fact that they were riding the hot hand with Etienne, and he kind of doubled down on that today, although Doug Peterson did get into what has been bothering James Robinson.
No, I mean, he has been dealing with some lower body, issues, preferably, or I should say most in his knees right now. But he is a big part of what we're doing. We know Travis is playing, well right now too. And it doesn't take anything away from James. It just so happens that in certain situations, Travis is getting the ball. But as we move forward, we're always going to continue to find ways to get James, going in the mix. And, he's a big part of what we're doing.
All right, so that was today. Lower body injury, knee issues, and, 1 carry yesterday, only 12 snaps yesterday. Hopefully James Robinson is able to get back out there. I still think this football team would be much more effective if you had those two running it and you had somewhere in the high 20s to 30 carries combined. And I've been saying that all offseason. I've been saying it week after week after week. And just look at the numbers. This remains a pass-first football team, even in one-possession games. Their desire to run, it isn't there. All right, we got much more to do. We'll take you up till 8. Thanks for joining us along with JJ. My name is Rick Ballou.
A perfect moment in a football game can be like a painting.
Just a perfect throw.
A work of art.
It's a thing of beauty.
Performance Painting presents the high-performance play of the game.
This is the play of the game right here.
On 1010XL, Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Exit is now United Real Estate Gallery. Same leadership, new name. Expect the same great services for buyers and sellers. How about this? 100% compensation plans available for real estate agents. You deserve more? Find your freedom with United. Exit is now United Real Estate Gallery. Pretty incredible. Join UnitedGallery.com to learn more about a career in real estate.
Hey Gator Nation, Joe C. here. We'll be live at the T-Mobile store in the Ogg off US 1 and 312 this Thursday with the last chance of the season to win tickets to the Gator home game against the South Carolina Gamecock. It's the T-Mobile Ticket Tour, and we'll be giving away Gator ticket prizes filled with, of course, tickets, hospitality, parking, $100 in gas, and food provided by our awesome barbecue friends over at Sonny's Barbecue. Come on by and say hello and meet the crew and put your name in for the Gator Football Game Day Prize Pack.
The easy way to upgrade your home is new paint from Coastal Painting Services. From exterior to interior, including color guidance and design ideas. Read their reviews, then talk to Chelsea or Joe at CoastalPaintingServicesLLC.com, like I did.
The new Google Pixel 7 Pro is super, especially when it's on Verizon, the network America relies on. It's supercharged, super powered, and a super...
deal.
You know it. Now, switch to Verizon and get the Google Pixel 7 Pro on us with select trade-ins and select 5G unlimited plans.
That really is super.
Yep. There's never been a better time to switch to Verizon. $899.99 device payment purchase with new smartphone line on select 5G unlimited plans required. $200 Verizon e-gift card with ported. Less $700 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trade-in conditions and additional terms apply.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Hi, this is Travis Cummings of the Bailey Group, and I specialize in working with medium and large companies to ensure their employees get the best benefits possible.
This is Mary Marks from the PACE Center for Girls. PACE provides girls and young women an opportunity for a better future through education and advocacy. And Travis Cummings from the Bailey Group ensures everyone that works at PACE has the very best in coverage and benefits so that we can attract the very best team members.
And I'll make sure your employees are well taken care of.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
The sights, the sounds, the aroma of high school football.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, Friday Night Lights with Hacker and Andrew Gibson. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services on 1010XL.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about enjoying your life. So often we can go through life trying to make a living instead of making a life. Yes, it's good to be goal-oriented, but let me encourage you today that our days are numbered. We're not promised tomorrow, so go out and take time to be with your family. You'll always have your work, but you won't always have your family.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Honest Abe Roofing does not give estimates. They give actual price quotes. Yep, actual to-the-dollar quotes on the spot with no hidden surprises. Or,
sorry, we didn't see that earlier.
Honest Abe's free inspection and quote shows exactly what you'll pay, and once that roof is installed, Honest Abe's Invest Once lifetime guarantee covers every facet of your entire roofing system for as long as you own your home. If you think you'll need a new roof soon, don't delay. Call 341-ROOF, that's 341-ROOF, or honestaberoofing.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Week 7 in the books. Outside of tonight, Chicago visiting New England. I'm going to make my pick here in just a couple of seconds. 61-21 says Ballou. Everybody is happy because the Jags didn't lose 30-7. A loss is a loss, which means the Jags are at the same record as last year. I call it 2 and suck.
We have breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
James Robinson is no longer a Jacksonville Jaguar. Traded New York Jets for a draft pick. No word on what the draft pick is yet. This is from Ian Rappaport.
Is it a blue check, Ian Rappaport?
Yes.
Okay. It just came in 1 minute ago to help replace Breece Hall. Draft pick compensation going back to the Jaguars. It is the legit Ian Rappaport. All right. Well, there you go. And, well, I'd like to say that I honestly knew a little something was going on. I was just talking about getting rid of players that you can get draft capital from. For the record, I hate this. I hate it. But it's crystal clear that they're going to give the football to Travis Etienne. And, I got to imagine Snoop Connor's coming up, now along with Jermichael Hasty, James Robinson and his career. Wow. 485 carries, 2,177 yards in 35 games. Average 4.5, 18 touchdowns. Caught 89 balls for 612 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's why I've been, I've been going through these names for next year. And I just mentioned Robinson, and I mentioned Dan Arnold. And I mentioned Shaq Griffin, and I mentioned, others as well. What were you going to pay James Robinson as as a restricted free agent? What is his worth at the most undervalued position in the NFL? There is no love for tailbacks. I noticed Todd Gurley announced his retirement officially over the weekend. Look at the money they gave Gurley. Look at the money they gave all these players. It never seems to pan out.
So what's our guess on what the Jags... Well, I guess we already said it earlier in the show. We said 6th rounder.
Yep, I'm guessing a 6.
Yeah.
If they can get a 5, I'll be very happy.
This is good for him, career-wise, because it looked like he wasn't going to get much playing time here. Obviously not nearly as good as Etienne. And this is a contract year for a guy who's never been paid, an undrafted player. Now he's going to have a lot more carries up there, I would assume. So this is good for his career.
I'm disappointed. I'm a big James Robinson fan. I thought he was totally underutilized last year and, before their injury and this year. I'll be really interesting to see. It'll be incredibly interesting to see what the compensation is for him. So, and what else are they going to do? Are they going to be in a market to get another back? I mean, is Snoop Connor all of a sudden going to get some burn?
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Hasty scoring that touchdown a couple weeks ago is the worst thing that ever happened to James Robinson.
I think
that was the beginning of the end.
I think this is only the beginning.
Yeah, we were just talking about earlier, the Jags aren't waiting for this Sunday to be sellers. They know what time it is.
Trent Baalke has that reputation as a trader, and this is a selling franchise now. Okay, you can't you keep losing games that you could win. They're not there yet, okay? And they're going to do everything they can to make themselves better. it's just a couple of these guys, like Miles Jack, you didn't get enough for. DJ Chark, you just let go. He's injured again. That was probably the right move. Here, James Robinson, I mean, what are you going to get for James Robinson? Maybe that's just the way of a back. You can get him for a couple of years and then you move on. It seems like that's the way that the NFL does work. I do hate this for James personally. I thought he had much more to give here. But that is that. So, again, I wouldn't be surprised next if it's Dan Arnold. I would not be surprised. I mean, if Juwan Taylor is not the right tackle of the future, why not get something for him? Plug in Walker Little and move Juwan Taylor to a playoff contending team that needs a right tackle. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see that. I think all the tight ends are there for the taking. Final year for Ingram, final year for Manhurts, final year for Arnold. I think if the right offer is given, you're going to move either one of those three for a draft pick. All right.
Oh, we got it. Yes, we called it perfectly. You're a genius, Rick. 6th round conditional pick. It can become a 5th rounder, I guess, on the number of carries. Nothing, we don't know yet, but it just says conditional 6th round pick that can become a 5th.
All right, so you obviously want him to do well.
Yes.
So that moves up to a 5th round pick. Shocked by it. Give me New England tonight, -7.5. Therefore, I'll be betting on the Bears. My official marks in tomorrow was pretty close to 500. I think it was 6 and 7. It might have been 5 and 8. I'll have to look. I have to go back and go over the numbers. I don't want to give you faulty numbers. But in the bet against Ballou, I'm picking a team that I'm betting on the other side. I'll pick New England -7.5. Therefore, I will be betting on the Bears, and we'll recap that coming up tomorrow. I hate to see this with James Robinson, but I am not surprised. Matter of fact, a couple of you people got on me. I wasn't tipped on this one. I was just thinking out loud that I believe that more of this is coming before November 1st. Trent Baalke, you can just tell by looking at and listening to Doug Peterson that it's not going to be fixed this year. It's going to take a little bit of time. I think at some point, I mean, James Robinson is such a unassuming young man, and I'm not being critical. I'm saying that because it's his personality, and I actually think it's a pretty cool thing. I wonder if anything will ever come out. There felt like there was something there, certainly a year ago, with Urban Meyer, but, I mean, he didn't get the ball yesterday. And, we talk about lower body injuries and, issues with his knees. Well, obviously, he's not that dinged up if New York just made a trade for him.
Yeah.
Okay? So, maybe Baalke was on the outside of James Robinson. I don't know. We'll only find, we'll know when, if and when that comes up. If you're joining us right now, James Robinson just traded to the New York Jets. 6th round pick, could be a 5th, depending on what he does this year for the Jets. Of course, the Jags play the Jets later in the year on a Thursday night. That's it. Don't check the text line anymore. If you want to get me, please do so on my Twitter. That is Ballou1010XL. Hacker comes up next. For JJ, I'm Rick Ballou. Have a great night.
Always having fun. Always talking sports.
You have 2 women?
At least. Lauren, Donna, Taylor, and Mia.
Helmets and heels.
Sisters.
Driven by Tire Outlet.
And